everyone, once again welcome back to the DSA with Duck series. Myself Daksh Patel, and today we're gonna solve question number 1967. Number of strings that appear as a substring in a word. Okay, so this is the DSA series where you can find the DSA from absolute beginner to the advanced level with the each and every concept proper explanation. Okay, so to master DSA and improve your problem solving skills, this is the right place. Okay. So yesterday we saw the question number 2942. Okay. We basically find words containing character where we are finding that words contain given X character or not. Okay. So if you does not watch yesterday's video, you can check out the yesterday's video link in I button. Okay. So yesterday's video we are properly moved with the two approaches. With the one is inbuilt function, one is without inbuilt function, proper scratch, and another with inbuilt functions. Okay. So now we'll move with our today's question. Okay. So first I'll explain question afterward example, and then we discuss about the all possible approaches. Then we write the code for that, and then we'll move to the time and space complexity. Okay. So let's start with the question explanation. So given an array of strings of patterns, so given an array of strings, okay, the array name is pattern and the string word, okay. So you're given two things. One is pattern array and another is a string of words. Return the number of strings, okay. You have to return a number of strings in a pattern that exists as a substring in a word. So basically, the all possible substrings of word, okay. Some of them substrings of word is present in your given patterns array of substrings. Okay, so it's basically like you have to just find and count that there is how many substrings of words is present in your given array. Okay, a substring is a continuous sequence of character with a string. Okay, they mentioning. Okay, now we'll see example one. This is simple question, so it got clear directly. So patterns array is with the zero index a, first index abc, second index BC, and third index D. Okay, so word given is ABC. So all possible substring for ABC is A, B, C, AB, BC, AC, and ABC. Okay, these are the all possible substrings for word. So from that, there is A is a substring of ABC. ABC is also substring of ABC, and BC is also substring of ABC. So there is total three possible substrings are given in your pattern array. So you have to write three. Okay, so here output is three. Okay, I hope you got clear about that. Like that, you can see example two also. Then that A, B, C are present and A, B, B, B. So you have to write A and B. Two. There is two possible substrings are given in your pattern array. Okay. Now we'll see the conditions about that. Which conditions you have to follow. The patterns dot length is between the length of your given array is between 1 to 100. Okay, and the string stored in your array, the length of that string is also between 1 to 100. Okay, so and final length, the word which is given as a substring, the length of that word is also between 1 to 100. Okay, each and everything is between 1 to 100. And the patterns and words, okay, given question, given each and everything is lowercase English letter. So each and everything is simple. Okay, the first thing they mentioned 100 length of 100 length, so it's simple. You does not have to face time limit exceed error. Okay, another thing is each and everything is lowercase English letters. One more clearance for you. Okay, and simple, you have to iteration in array of strings. So okay, it becomes order of n into m, like that. Okay, so each and everything is clear. You does not have to use multiple things at the same time. So it's simple question. Okay, so now we'll move to the approaches part. I hope you are clear about the question and its example. Okay, so now we'll move to your approaches part. Okay, so let me clear one thing to you. Okay, so in this question, you have to return a total number of possible total number of substrings present in patterns. Okay, patterns array. So for that, okay, wherever you have to return count of that, so you have to take one count variable to store each and every count and increasing its value. So first thing is you have to take one count variable. Another, you're given an array of patterns. Okay, so first for loop you have to take to moving in your given pattern array. Okay, so inside that one more thing is given to you is that there is a inner string in your pattern array. So for moving in string you have to take one more for loop, or either you can use inbuilt functions. Okay, like include or every. Okay, so we gonna with first approach where we using each and everything from scratch. Okay, for loop, and another approach we gonna use is inbuilt functions. Okay, so let me start with our first approach where we'll doing each and everything from scratch. Okay, we'll checking each and every possible substring to the our given pattern array strings. Okay, so first whatever we need, let count is equal to 0. Okay, afterward use one for loop for let I equal to 0, I is less than pattern dot length. Okay, I plus plus, this is our outer for loop to move in our array. Let pattern, not pattern, it's only pattern equal to patterns of I. Now we're storing our patterns of I current strings in a pattern, and after that we have to take let found variable to know that whether it is a pattern or not, starting with no, this is not then currently pattern. After that we're using one more for loop for let j equal to 0, j is less than word dot length. Okay, so word dot length j plus plus. Okay, so let match. Okay, now we'll use taking one more variable, let match equal to true. Okay, so okay, we have to take one more for loop but identifying pattern. Let k equal to 0, we does not moving with the like we are moving with the each and every character of pairs. Okay, we are not moving with the inbuilt function, so we have to divide each and everything and try to find patterns. Okay, so let k is less than pattern dot length. Okay, so now we use k plus plus. So first for loop moves in array, second for loop moves in your additional word which is given, like in first example that is ABC is given. So second for loop moves in this. Okay, and our third for loop moves in your currently string which are appears in, like firstly they are zero index, this A comes, so this A for now, this B ABC. Okay, so this third for loop for that string stored inside your pattern array. Okay, now we have take if our word of j plus k. Okay, j is the index. Okay, this index, and k is this index. The word of j and k is not equal to pattern of k. Okay, where your current word, okay, is the word has a two indexes, the word is not equal to your pattern of k. So at that time we will note that there is no match. Okay, so you directly use match is not and break this for loop. Okay, now your part is completed for that because there is no match found for this. After you have to use if. Okay, in sometime there is match found, so in case of match found, if there is a match, okay, so you use found equal to true. We additionally declared one variable found, so you convert it to true, and now break this loop. Okay, this is second loop break, third loop already break, now second break. Now you have to take one final condition. If there is found, you got a variable found. Okay, so whenever you found a variable, so you have to use count plus plus, increase your counts value. Okay, and now you have to return that count. Now you have to return that count. Okay, so let's run to know whether each and everything is perfect or not. Okay, it looks fine, each and everything. So you can see that our test cases are accepted. All given three examples test cases are passed. Now we'll submit for further Leetcode test cases and the checking. You can see that our all 82 test cases are passed. So all this answer is accepted. Each and everything is perfect. So one thing I have to tell you, first you have to see something, understand what about question. Where is your given array like created from the strings? So you have to take two for loop. Okay, you have to understand that you have to take two for loop. First in iterating in your array and another for loop in iterating your given strings inside your array. Okay, And one more thing, where you given another word, okay, outside your array, to comparison between your strings inside your array, you have to take another third loop. Whether you have to move with multiple approaches are there for this question. As long as question size increase, there is possible multiple approaches. Okay, so first we'll move with the three loop, inner loop. Okay, time complexity is on its peak. Okay, later on we discuss about this time complexity. So first loop or moving array. Okay, because outer side we have to firstly decide which string comparison happen. After that we'll use our word, this out word. Okay, taken that word, and one other loop taken for this strings inside array. Now we'll comparison between our word to the our given strings, okay, like coming string, and then we check and conditions and making one word like match and variable match and found. If there is both true, so we will directly increase count value and move to the next. Okay, so this is the first approach. You might be thinking this is weird. Let me move to the second approach where we using inbuilt function. So first, for that we also have to use let count equal to 0. Now using one for loop for let I equal to 0, I is less than patterns dot length. Okay, okay. Now how many of you thinking that there's now I'm using one more for loop inside this? So whether your answer is true, you are wrong. I am not using any other for loop. Okay, I am moving with directly conditions. If word, okay, dot include. Now I'm checking that inside word it may include given of patterns of I. Okay, now I'm checking reverse. Okay, in word string there is the given patterns of I values. Okay, so it will there is two cases only. If totally it's correct. Okay, if there is in word ABC and your pattern contain A or AB or ABC, that is it will say this is true. But while your patterns of I contains ABCD, okay, the include function tells okay there is first three, okay there is two first three, but there is D is not in word, so your answer is false and it will skip that if condition. Okay, so I'm directly checking in word with the current string. Okay, and if this found a match, we will directly increase count value. Okay, we are does not go moving in any other condition and return count value. Okay, I'll submit run this question for given three example test cases. Now later on we'll submit that. Okay, now okay you can see that this is also accepted. Okay, it will submitting for further lead code test cases. You can see that this is also accepted. Our all lead code test cases are accepted. So this is the question where we have to understand whenever you use inbuilt function according to question's need. So it will reduce your operation checks and also code syntax. Okay, so here our code ended in just 6 lines. Okay, whether our first approach has multiple lines and too much complex syntax, you have to understand where which inbuilt function has to use. Okay, so now we'll discuss about time and space complexity for code. Okay, so now firstly we'll discuss about time and space complexity for code. Okay, so first start with the first approach. Okay, so in first approach we'll discuss about space complexity. In first approach, we're using variables like count, match, found, and pattern. Okay, these four variables. Okay, it's not much as compared to them. So the space complexity becomes order of one. It does not using an entire array or object or an frequency array like that. We does not using any of them. So the our space complexity is order of one. Now we discuss about time complexity. We're using three loop. Okay, so it's each of three is nested. So time velocity becomes order of n into m into l. Okay. So now first n is a pattern's length. Okay, pattern array length. N is m is the word length which is given this word. Okay, word ABC. Additional word given that is length of the word. Okay, m, and l is the average length of pattern inside, like average length of this whole string stored inside pattern array. Okay, so L is that. So it becomes order of n into m into l. Okay. and time complexity is order of 1. Now we discuss about this approach, our second approach, where space complexity remains order of 1 using only one variable. Okay, so space complexity is order of 1. Now time complexity, so there is outer for loop moving in pattern, so it's order of n. But one more thing I'll tell you, whenever you include any inbuilt function, you have to check that whether this inbuilt function has its own time and space complexity or not. So include functions has its time complexity of order of n, which whether we are moving with anything, it will contain its time complexity. M is our word length. We are moving in whole word, okay, each and every word indexes, so it will take its order of m time complexity and it's inside our for loop, so it will become order of n into m. Okay, lesser than your first approach. So time complexity for our second approach is order of n into m and space complexity is order of 1. Okay, so I hope you got clear about this. If you find any doubt about today's video, you can ask me in comments. Okay, so this is the today's question with two approaches, and you have to try this question by multiple approaches. Okay, and if you could not solve, okay, don't worry. If you want multiple approaches, you can go and check out our GitHub repo. So now we'll move to the tomorrow's question part. So I'll open it. Okay, so now I'll open it. Okay, it's basically wait. Okay, here are something messed up. We have to move to this question. Okay, count good triplets. Okay, this is our question. We're gonna solve tomorrow. So the question is given an array of okay, given an array of integers array is ARR, and there are three integers A, B, C. You need to find the number of good pairs. A triplet ARR of I, ARR of J, ARR of K is a good of the following condition are true. Okay, so if the following conditions are follows, that there is good pair and you have to count it. So the I is greater than or equal to 0 and J is greater than I and K is also greater than J and ARR dot length is greater than K. Okay, so firstly I, then J, and afterward K. Okay, you have to take any sequence. ARR of I minus ARR of J. Okay, modulus of that is less than and equal to A. Add ER at J minus ER at K. Modulus of that is less than and equal to B. Error of I minus error of K. Modulus of that is less than and equal to C. Where modulus of X denotes the absolute value of X. Okay. So there is given you already conditions. You have to, your code must be follow that following condition and you have to find that good pair of that ARR of like I, J, K values and you have to return them. Or also there is multiple possibilities, so it will create an entire new array, or you can directly just return that count. Okay, you can see your both of them, you can store it or you can directly create it. Okay, so the same condition, the condition doesn't matter for this. So if you like, if you can solve this question, post it on LinkedIn and Twitter. And if you not started BSA with Daxis, you can start, link it I button from day one. Okay, thanks for watching the video. We'll meet on tomorrow's video.